Dex, and this is the breakdown for 4/10/17. That's April 10th, 2017. Listen, I don't know where the time goes, but it definitely goes fast, especially when, for me, over the last 2 weeks, I have been away. I've been moving. I was moving from New Hampshire to Pennsylvania and getting a lot of things moved, especially if you got a big office and a lot of equipment and a lot of things happening. Getting closer down to Pennsylvania to get closer to family and friends and get a lot of things done. When you live in a remote area in New Hampshire, especially in New Hampshire, I don't know if anybody's watching this is from New Hampshire or in the New England area. It just gets awfully lonely up there, I think, mostly. Even though that we're an internet company, I still like to be around people. So for all the East Coasters, if you know what a Wawa is, a delicatessen here in PA area, I'm probably about 252 steps away from the Wawa. So I don't know if that's good or bad for me, but I love their coffee and I love their sandwiches. So I'll be indulging with that vice for many moon. All right. So with that said, during the time that I was away, I had a few things happening. Can everybody hear me okay in the room? Everybody's got me good? You just give me a yes in there. Just want to make sure I didn't touch anything while we're getting recorded. Okay, good. But today's topic is what we're going to talk about. While I was gone, there was a lot of epiphanies. You know, I can be driving down the road and come up with an epiphany about something about trading or something within the process because it means a lot to me. So I think about it tremendously. But over the last 2 weeks, while I was getting ready for the move and doing the move and surviving and recuperating from the move, I started to ask myself some very, very tough questions. Things that needed to be talked about Dex Signals, dextrader, Dex Indicators, Dex FX World. These things, these tools that we have built over a period of time. I started to ask myself more questions, and I started to ask others more questions, which became very important in one of our successes here of being able to listen to our customers. And we'll talk about that here in just a minute and our members. Dextrader is a very powerful network, and we'll discuss some of the things that are going to be happening. But today's topics are really going to be about Dex Signals and Dextrader. We're going to talk about some news stuff that we're going to be doing, the consults, and of course level advancements. Now that last one is, you want to stick around for that one. That's where we're very excited about some of the things that are happening. Everything right from right now this second to the end of this webinar is going to be very exciting for all of you that are in the room, all of you that are watching, those that find this on Facebook months later. You're going to be, this is going to be that date. You're going to see that date on the sticker saying that's when it really kicked off. We've been doing very well up to this point, but from this point on, you're going to see a tremendous amount of growth about to happen. So let's get right into it. What is about to happen to Dex Signals? Before we do, got to tell you, we are going to talk about some money stuff. So, of course, as the lawyers like to always say, read the whole thing at least once. No, not going to do it. Education and trade assistance only, and all results may vary. Ta-da, I got there. All right, so sorry for the poor graphic there for the Dex Signals. It's something to do with click meeting here with uploading signal. But dexsignals.com was built to provide a signal base and training to help as many people as possible. Our primary focus for signals was to be used on nadex.com. That's the exchange, the North American derivative exchange. And for most of you, those of you that are very profitable within Nadex and that system and using those signals, the process of using Nadex became a basic necessity at first because they were the only rule in town that we had that we could use with our signals that was reputable, right? We all kind of can agree on that Nadex is a reputable company and they're, regulated here in the United States. And there are certain things that are being done that have given us some more opportunities. So Nadex is not the only game in town, but it was the one that we were primarily starting with. As we were learning what the signals could provide and what the data could give us, we found that it worked extremely well with our Nadex friends. But as we grew into more things, and then just signals, we knew that we needed to make something a little bit more robust. And what this meant was that it wasn't just about signals anymore. So we created dextrader.com. And in creating Dextrader originally was to be 1 part Dex Signals, 3 parts trader, which meant that it would be everything about being a trader. So forex, Nadex, exchanges, brokers, binaries, everything. It was supposed to be everything. It was supposed to be the entire, the entire course, soup to nuts, right? So we knew that creating a system that would train and develop traders from all types, that it was going to be difficult. It was going to be difficult to nail down any one type of system that would work for everybody. Because guess what? It doesn't exist. There's not just one button push for everybody. So there's many, many personas, if you will, air quotes, thank you, that of different types of traders out there. There's those that feel like they already know it and they don't need to learn a lot. There's those that have no experience whatsoever, all different types of levels of experience. Those that have lost a lot of money, those that have earned a lot of money, those that have just been searching for a family to be a part of. Welcome, Mike, I'm glad you made it. Those that just want to be a part of the family, be a part of the network. And this is what it's really come down to, is that trader in the Dex Trader, the word trader itself, has become synonymous with being able to create that time. You're trading in time, you're trading in efforts, you're trading in experiences, you're trading in demo and learning and processing. There's all these things that you're trading in every day. You're making trades with your children, with your family, with your mom, with your dad, your brothers and sisters, to make that time work, to not make that work. Here, take this, take this. You are learning how to build your business around the word trader. And that's why we decided that we were going to take Dex Trader and make it the pin, the point of our network. Okay, because we have Dex Signals, Dex Trader, Dex Indicators, Dex FX World. We sort of have this collage of business and opportunities and systems. But what we wanted to do was to create a wedge, a forward-moving wedge of what was going to be our model ship, what was going to be the thing that was going to take us to that next level. We tried creating it just to be Dex Signals, but Signals sort of keyholed us into one kind of mentality. Okay, the type of mentality that people just wanted to have a signal to be able to trade. But in Dex Trader, it was going to be everything. It was going to be the pinnacle of all trading platforms. Now, the other good part is that anything that we can put behind Trader now will be very, very profitable, because it's going to be our foremost running product. But it got a little confusing when we had all the sites and all the system, because we had the 2 sites and people didn't really know, should I be a Dex Signals person or should I be a Dex Trader person? And there was no really big difference between the two, other than that Dex Trader had the data processing center, and it had the ad-free web-based platforms and things like that. So it was very, very prominent in the very, very beginning of when we first made Trader, to keep them a little bit different, because we needed to have a reason why people would go to Trader over Dex Signals. Of course, there was a price difference as well, so there was a lot of little things that kind of made it a little bit different than Signals. But ultimately enough, we need to get back into just housing everything we got into the one program. Now, those that still want to just do indicators, they don't want to be around signals and that stuff, they're going to have a unique blend of Dex Trader, Dex Indicators, because indicators is a completely different model. Even though it's a trader mentality, it's still a little bit of a difference overall in the mentality. But here's the good thing. The network of Dex Indicators still needs to be separate for security reasons, and that being that the process that we use to secure the indicators is very taxing to a network, and it creates these unique security devices that need to be shut down, that would not let some of the signal stuff get in and out and the news stuff get in and out. So we're going to kind of keep Dex Indicators as not a side project, but as a project that is simply to the lower right of Dex Trader. Now, there will be indicator training in Dex Trader with MetaTrader 4s and other platform training and a whole bunch of other things, but it's still going to be separate just to a degree. Dex Signals and dextrader are sort of the same system as like I said before. And what we needed to do was to create a basic move. Okay. Now, when I say move, I don't want you to get together. We're not going to shut down Dex Signals. I mean, when we started out, we're not shutting down Dex Signals. What we are doing, the name Dex Signals is very, very powerful. It houses over 400 keywords on the first page of Google alone. Okay. When you add in Bing and Yahoo and all these other companies, we at least have 1,100 to 1,200 first page keywords. And why is this so important? Why do you care if we do well? Well, because the better we do, the more we can build, the more we can help you. That's basically what it comes down to, right? So why is it so important for us to keep Dex Signals? Is because it gets a lot of organic traffic. It has a lot of power. It is a monster of a beast on the internet. When you look up signals, when you look up Nadex signals, you look up Nadex strategies, you look up, like I said, 400 major keywords that this site, and that's mostly in part to Brian Farrow doing his job and his process, and us creating just a wonderful post base and social networking and that. But the big overall reason why we're keeping Dex Signals is because the name is very important to us, and it still does provide a service. The service won't be to the consumer anymore. It'll be directly to the consumer. It'll be through dextrader. It might be Dex Signals might create a white label process to be able to provide smaller signal packs to other networks of traders that wants to kind of buy into the process to get not all the frills and stuff, but they just want signals, those kind of things. So there might be some packs that we might be able to do for that kind of stuff. Like if somebody had a trader group that they didn't want to send out and have everybody know it was, they could buy, depending on how many people they had, little white label things from us from Dex Signals. But that's more so to the effective success of Dex Signals and Our City Investments rather than to the individual member within the network. So let me try to explain this, what's about to happen. The Dex Signals system, okay, I didn't get my board up today, so I do apologize. I do have it. The Dex Signals system isn't going to close. What basically is going to happen is where they would hit get started for new customers. Okay, for new customers, let me see if I got this. I had it up here. So for new customers, what's going to happen is that when they click on get started, they're going to go to a page that will explain what they're about to sign up for and where they're going to be going. So it's going to say, hey, look, you're about to head over to dextrader. We're taking you here because this is the cumulative process of all of everything we've done. So you'll be in a great house with tremendous amount of materials and things to learn. There'll still be free training. In fact, we're going to boost that training even further, which I'll explain here in a few moments. But everything is going to move. All the people from Dex Signals are going to move over to dextrader. Over a period of time. Of course, we're not expecting you to do it overnight. It is going to be some incidences of overlap, all this kind of stuff. But don't worry, we're going to get it all worked out over the coming weeks, over the coming days, and it's going to be a wonderful ride for all of you, because those that are in Dex Signals right now and don't apply into dextrader, you're basically it's tremendous. You as a current customer, you'll be asked to make a free account over at dextrader. And once you do, you'll let us know through the chat system right on the website. Hey, my name is Bob, or my name is Jim Freakson, and I've made an account over dextrader. Please set me up with my account. And once we verify that your payment is through Dex Signals, that will then give you the account on dextrader. As long as you keep your payment system on through either Stripe or through PayPal through the Dex Signal platform, you will still remain that customer at that same price. If you cancel your Dex Signals system, you basically cancel your opportunity to keep that same price. So you got to keep that in mind. Keep the same price that you got going. Keep your system going through PayPal or Stripe, whatever you bought it through. Don't cancel that stuff and go get an account over because you'll be charged a higher price. Okay, so we don't want that to happen for you. For you Dex Signals people, for doing this move, for going there, getting a free account, and getting into that, and dealing with some of the overlap, that's your present from us here at Dex Signals, or Dex altogether. Okay, so It's going to be the same cost to you. For those that are current customers over at dextrader, you're still going to get the same service plus so much more now, because I'm going to be adding so many more things to this network, because I've been able to talk to a lot of you and things that you've wanted. We didn't make a lot of mistakes when we first started building this, but we made some, and those mistakes we learned from. But I've started to, one mistake I never make now is ignoring customers. I listen to everything everybody says. Now, do I make changes to every little thing that everybody says? No, not always. But what I do is that I start to listen to the overall pulse of the company, and we begin to see where these things lie at, and we have to go and make changes. And so the user experience has been not really super limited. I mean, we got great videos, we got great training, we got great customer service. Now I want to get the user experience up to the same level as everything else. And I think that's where everybody's really going to start to enjoy the process here. Okay. Once everybody has moved over and Dex Signals becomes that source that will provide all signals to dextrader, it will also house some news and advertising systems. So Dex Signals will become sort of like the advertising solution for those that are looking for signals. For those that are looking for everything, dextrader will still have its own advertising, its own news source, its own capture pages. It will have all its own stuff, but it's going to sort of be independent of Dex Signals. So Dex Signals will still draw people in, but again, it'll return them to go over to dextrader to buy into that process. In the future, if it ever comes down to dextrader just starts surpassing Dex Signals and all that juice dies, then whatever. But it might then just be redirected everything to dextrader. But until then, we're keeping Dex Signals around, and it's still going to do its service. It's still going to have a lot of other teeth in the network and in the industry, and it's going to be very powerful. This is very exciting for all of us to have a universal system that can provide some very serious advances in programs. And because it is so exciting to us, we don't want you to be left behind at any level. So communication is key with everything that we're doing. And in these videos that we do, in these webinars that we have, I always want to make sure that you as the consumer, as the member, as the investor, as the partner, as the friend, as the family, gets everything that you need. But there is work to be done. There is a lot of things that are going to be done over the next couple of weeks that are going to require some of you to take to that next level. There's going to be some of you that are watching. There's some of you that are in that chat room. There's some of you that want to be more. I want to be able to give that to you. It's almost though to a point that if it requires a tremendous amount of work to do, some people definitely need to be compensated for that time, and I understand that. I ask just for patience, and I appreciate those that have exuded that patience all this entire time, but I just need a little bit more, just a little bit more patience here. We are right on that cusp of finishing out all these great things that are about what I'm about to show you, but you have to know that I'm only one person surrounded by a handful of other people. Amy, Brian, Michael, Paul, Thor. There's a tremendous amount of people that are still out there that are building, that want more from what we're developing, and that's completely understandable. But what has to happen over the next couple of weeks is that the communication from us as a company to you as a consumer or a member or investor or what have you, even to future customers, has to sharpen to such a level that we don't miss a single cent of opportunity. Because as an investment firm, the less you listen, the more you lose. So let's have some fun. What's about to happen is that when we got into Nadex, when we started dealing with Nadex, we had a liquidity issue. As far as Nadex can only house, I mean, you send over 1,000 people to buy 1,000 contracts at one time, what's that going to look like for the market? So we've always been choking ourselves down, right? Don't put out too much advertising. Don't put out too much time when get more people into one particular series or another. This was always our worry. In fact, this was even something that was brought up in a few Nadex meetings with some of the people over there. How many people are we going to have? And I think this is why our relationship with Nadex didn't progress to the level that it needed to be. I think there's some fears in there. I'm not really sure, and I'm putting this out publicly because nobody can answer me. Nobody can seem to answer me from Nadex, from any of the top staff over there, why this relationship didn't advance. And where I think personally, and I'm going to call this out, is that the reason why it didn't truly advance is that the unknown is scary for a lot of people. The unknown of how well we could do together, how many people we could bring in, how fast they could come in, what was that balance of how many people could we bring in compared to how many people could they handle, all that kind of good stuff. Or maybe it was just they thought we were too young or too small or not able to do the job. I don't know. Okay, again, nobody talks. So what we decided to do, okay, because we've learned some pretty hard lessons. A couple of years ago, almost 2 years ago now, we had a company come to us, outreach us right through Facebook and say that they wanted to help us build our network. It could bring us 5,000 people and, a month and put all these people in our network if we just gave them an opportunity to work with them. And we did. We got real excited and they said, if you just hold off, don't build anything more, just stay right here. And we stayed put for 5 months. We didn't build anything new. We just were building. They were building the website. They were doing all these things. And after the 6th month, I finally had enough. I had to say, stop. Why are we delaying? Why is it taking so long to build a website and get out there and get on it? And they couldn't give me answers. And so we waited. And after that happened, I swore back in February of that year that we were never going to wait again. We were never going to wait for another company or another situation. We were going to be the masters of our own destiny. We were going to be the occupiers of our own world, okay, and not depend on anybody else but the people that want to work with us and that want to get into the trenches and work with us on a daily basis. So after we sort of had to take a little small break here, I started to take notice of a few things just over the last several months about the forex networks. Now, forex has a tremendous amount of legality to it, of course, regulation and all that kind of stuff, but there are some certain things that we can do in educational training and educational signals that we're going to develop, that we're going to build. And this forex signal package that we're going to deliver is an educational process for training and for signals. And we're going to deliver this process right through Dextrader. And oh my God, it is so freaking powerful. And I'm not saying it because I'm biased, but right before I went on break, but right before I left to move, we started to train with this process on creating a forex signal that was not like any other signal, right? It's a hybrid. It's almost like an intraday signal from us meets a forex signal, and we smushed it together and we created something that has a stop loss, but something that also has a time expiry. So you let it only go a certain period of time. And I've never seen a signal like that. If anybody else has seen a time expired forex signal other than 5 minutes, let me know. A forex signal, not just a binary signal, a forex signal. If you've ever seen one, let me know in the chat room, or if you're watching this, send it over to max@dexsignals.com and let me know if you have seen something. Send it my way. Send me a link because I want to see other people that are doing this. But if not, then we're very unique. If they are, I haven't seen it and I've looked, and if something squeaked by me, that's okay, but we're still very unique even if one or two things have squeaked by. So this process here is extremely unique. To have the forex training, have the signal in there to be able to give you that education, but also, okay, keep it to that simplistic value that we've always kept through all our Dex products. Have web-based training, have web-based processing. I'm going to show you a technique in here. Now, I don't want to show you actual numbers just yet, okay, because I don't want to confuse you on the forex signal and why it's so powerful. But I'm going to give you the what for here in a second, okay? But the forex signal is so powerful that I was doing, it was about 4 hours worth of time that I had followed these signals, and I just stayed on it all day long. And this is not the only day I did it on. I did it for 3 or 4 days throughout the time I've been gone in the 2 weeks. And each day I was pulling in anywhere between 150 and 197. Never broke 200 in a day, and I wish I did, but never broke 200 over a period of time. But that's 200 pips, about 197, between 150 and 197 pips. During that time. Drawdown was very low, okay? Never more than 20 pips at any one time, okay? I reached the stop loss a handful of times, but still made, and I had a 71% success rate, and still made a tremendous amount of opportunity in there. Because remember, once you get consistency down, you add the volume, and then you can get to your goals, right? Now, all this stuff, I'm preaching to the choir. Most of you that are watching, you know about CVG, you know about the drawdown, you know about money management, you know about these things. Now, why is this forex signal process so powerful for us here at Dex? Is because forex itself is a multi-trillion-dollar a day opportunity. So we're going to bring a tremendous amount of people who want to make 197 to 150 to 197 pips a day in the process. Even 100 pips a day would blow your mind. I talked to people that told me that you can make a really good living making 20 pips a day. Great, you absolutely can if you were to trade a standard lot, 10 standard lots. But who has that kind of leverage and money, right? So 197, 150 average a day would be incredible. You're going to have losses. You're going to have win days. You're going to have drawdowns. You're going to have all this stuff. So it really depends on your discipline and your veracity and your money management. And that's what it's really going to come down to. But another reason why this is so powerful for us for the forex signals and training is because, folks, it basically applies to spreads on Nadex. I know. That's disgusting. How many more things can we build? Spread signals are going to be very profitable for a lot of people. Now remember, spreads cost more to get into, but they have less of a risk to lose. You're rarely ever going to lose that entire risk balance that you have in there unless you have a sharp movement of pips in a time period. And again, the system is designed around news avoidance. So we're going to be news avoiding, right, during these times. So even if there is some movement in a market against you, there's going to be a stop loss mentality behind this spread as well, which is going to say, hey, you got to watch this. If it hits this number, get the hell out, right? If it does this, get out. But if it does this, you're going to stay in. You're going to keep moving. You're going to let this go to expiry, right? And why it's so beautiful for spreads as well. If you buy close to, like, say if it's a signal for a down, right, and you buy really close to the ceiling, maybe this is only 10 pips, maybe this is 3 pips, who knows? Okay, and you buy really close to the ceiling or even outside the ceiling, and it does its move and it does its thing, you have a large potential over this time period, right? You got this time expiry here, that even if it goes all the way up here and then it shoots back down, you still have an availability to make money. That's why I love Nadex spreads. And if it does go all the way up here, you're not in loss of this money. You're only in loss of this money. And that's why I love spreads. So over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be reaching out to a handful of you. I want to say to Thor too, I'm going to need your help with this one, because I need somebody who's very organized and has that mentality to be able to help me figure out and work with how we can create a forex signal around the spread signal system and be able to get this delivered, and what this is going to look like and how we can kind of compromise it into being a management system with the average person trading Nadex. But also, this forex system is coming on to bear, and there's going to be a lot of people in it. And when I get these people in this and we're training them and they're providing a lot of opportunity in here, there's going to be some good changeover. Now, the good thing is that all this is going to be involved in the dextrader system. Okay, so, but I might have to create a separate payment process for forex signals. I'm not sure yet. Okay, I will let you know. I will have to see what the legality is here to keep them separate from Dex and the Nadex stuff, to see, because that was our biggest worry. We created Dex Effects World because I didn't know if I had to keep the website separate from Forex users to Nadex users. And we're slowly starting to unravel all that red tape of where it's supposed to be at. Now, another good thing is that the web-based applications for money management is going to be tying into the Forex signal. And this is very powerful too, because there's certain things that we'll be developing called EAs, expert advisors, that'll be heading over to Dex Indicators. But the understanding on how to use them and what they are will start in dextrader, of course. Lastly, we're going to be developing our elite and senior advancement systems. Yes, we are going to advance in this area as well, and in more veracity than I think that you guys are used to. I'm going to get very sincere with a lot of you that are already here, but with some of you that I think that can do a load of good. But you also, your patience has been appreciated but I need to make sure that I can afford to we can afford to pay you, that we can afford to take that time, that we're not taking away from the company's asset, that kind of process. It's not about me making money, it's about the company being able to survive and keep itself going, but also that, if you're going to be putting time in, that you're compensated for that time and adjustedly. Okay, so one of the things that we are going to create is an opportunity for some seniors that are doing well enough to be able to train and work with others. Remember, just a little bit of help with somebody can change their lives. So we're going to create senior traders that'll have a number of other traders underneath them, non-advanced traders. So if you have, say, 10 people underneath and you're getting paid a certain amount per month per each one, it all really depends on how much to be able to take advantage of this, right? So this is an opportunity that we either charge extra for this process or it comes out of the already given opportunities in it, but there's a lot of opportunity for you to have some people underneath you, not a lot. Remember, we don't want to over inundate you with time and helping these people and have your own trading life suffer, but there's going to be an opportunity for this to come on board to make some extra money. Also have an opportunity too that we have some systems that we want to be able to trade, especially in forex. We have some capital that we can exchange that can be traded at certain levels once certain things have been done. Now, DexTrader will also have some changes to its home pages, its members portals, its sales pages, its trainings network, and its communications. Its homepage will change in such a way that it's going to be a little bit more welcoming. It's going to be a little bit more about the knowledge. I'm going to be removing the video. I'm going to be removing a lot of things in that process. But the membership portals are going to get a little lighter. Bigger buttons, bigger places where you go to train, how you get things working, troubleshooting opportunities in there to be able to find out what you need to do next, all these kinds of great things. Tracking availability on what level you're at right now and where you need to get to. We're going to try to add a badges system on board too. That's going to give you an opportunity to track your advancement. What levels you are. Have you gone through training? Are you still a newbie? Are you still an FNG? Whatever you want to call it. Are you now an advanced, and where do you want to go from here? Are you trading live and that kind of stuff? So we can track your advancement as well. There's also going to be a profile system that's going to come to bear on this. Now, it's not going to have an availability that anybody's going to be able to contact you. I'm not trying to remake like a Trader Facebook kind of thing, okay? But what I'm trying to do is create a process of communication between us and between you. And so a profile on who you are, what you have done, what you've learned. Are you going live yet? Are you still trading? What's your bio? Tell us a little bit about yourself so we can better get to know who you are. And we want you to have a direct communication with us. Okay, that's private, that you can talk to us directly at times to where we can give you an opportunity to tell us different things that you may need help on. You may want to talk about some deals or some other things that you want to do without worrying about, who's it going to and where is it happening at. So a lot of the communications and systems will be done through that profile system. But you'll also see a lot of opportunity for communications that you'll be getting in different emails, in different videos, and different news segments that you'll receive, different posts and articles and those kind of things. Under the heading for news you can use, we are developing a system that you'll receive posts and articles within our Forex news world that I and the staff will be developing to let you know what's happening in the world of effects. And the reason why we have done this with Dex Effects World is because that platform to draw this news, okay, we're drawing news in from all different types of sources and not, too much news, from too many different sources becomes inundating, right? You still got to question it because it's just like trading. There's so many, this is a plus and this is a minus and this is a plus and we got another plus and we got a minus and a minus. Still all kind of works its way around 50-50, right? And you ever read some of these things, these analysis from some of these people, they're like, yes, that's right. I think it should go up, but it possibly could go down, but it may go back up. It's like a horoscope, right? It makes you feel good and all bubbly, but still doesn't tell you exactly are you going to get hit by a car today, right? So we're going to try to keep the analysis very neutral, but also at times to err on the side of caution, because we want to make sure that we're going to try to keep it very unbiased and very transparent. But there's going to be some articles that are sometimes going to be vague because we just don't have enough information, and we'll try to stipulate that. But if we say that the euro looks like it's on a trend heading down, it's going to be doing these particular things over the next couple of days, These will be things that you can look at to know, is this a good time for me to trade or what have you. And we're working on some platforms that will be able to draw in this information, apply a score to it, and then tell us, hey, is this a good time to trade or a bad time to trade? By not only the times that the information's coming in and that score, but previous scores from this type of news source. So we're tracking and applying data analytics to this process as well. Pretty cool, right? Almost taking news as a way to navigate the market. All right. These posts and these articles are all going to be posted in so many different places. There's going to be a spot in the membership portal, in your profile network. You're going to see them on the website. You're going to see them in social networks and Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and all these other places. And you're going to see our faces everywhere with this process, because we're developing a news delivery platform as well behind the scenes, Our City Go-Go, to be able to deliver this stuff out to all of our pages and all of our different things that we have out there. But also a few other trader networks that we're working with as well, to be able to supply news to them, because it is going to be a white label system to be able to provide news to them that they can put their name on in their process. So you might see our articles just about everywhere, and there'll be some little tricks in there. You can see if it's us. There'll be a little DS or a DT down the bottom of every article that we're going to be developing. So keep that in mind. While I was gone for the 2 weeks, I had no consults to speak of. I had talked to a handful of people, and I got to tell you, I really did miss talking to a lot of you. That some of you that came on that I don't know the names that are in some of the rooms that are in here. Most of you, I know your names that are here, and I've talked to you, and we're friends, and we've been dealing with this stuff for a while. If I hadn't had a chance to talk to you and you're watching this, please set a consult. But keep in mind, okay, that in best helping you, please schedule your time responsibly. Make sure you've gone through the training, you have your journal shared with me or to the network or with Amy or Mike Ficca or what have you, and I can better assess and help you. If you're trading just Dex Signals, if you're trading the intradays and the dailies, you may not have a journal, but if you want to get one, go ahead. But anything that you have that might be outside the norm, maybe it's just sitting down and having a talk, getting to know each other just a little bit more. That's okay. Okay, but schedule that time. I'm available between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday, sorry. So time is very precious, because I'm trying to keep as many of you at an opportunity to be able to meet with me and talk to me about the process, but also keep in mind that my time is very important too, because I'm trading, I'm also building the network, and I have a family. Okay, so hopefully that is a help to you. All right. Level advancements. I'm very excited about this, because we're finally going to get to a point where elite and senior traders are very important to all of us, of course, but we want to be able to advance you even further now. And being able to do this with the revamping of Dextrader, the systems we're going to be adding on will help you develop basically going to help us develop a series that you'll be able to go through, that you're going to be doing. There'll be an application. If you're already senior, don't worry about it. If you're already elite, you'll probably have to know about the senior level side, but there's an application process. There's a few things that you're going to need to do. You're going to have to jump some hurdles. You're going to have to do some verification on your journal. There's a few things, right? Because I did have a couple people that I talked to that, they had sort of fibbed a little bit on their journal. They sort of put some things in there that they left out some things. Maybe they didn't lie, but they omitted a few things. Okay, so that's okay. If you've been doing that, but let me tell you, if you apply for the elite and senior process, there's going to be verification process behind that solution. Okay, because we want to see that you're using our programs, and that what you're reporting to us is perfectly transparent, because we don't want to put out to the world that it's working for you when it's not working for you. Okay, and also that you're going to be improving it with live money that we're either going to be giving you or be working with you, or you're going to be teaching other people. And I want to make sure that the things you're going to be teaching those people that we have taught you, you're using in the proper fashion, just like you'll be teaching them to do. Okay, so keep that in mind. The benefits of being here is that it's eventually going to get you to partnership, but there's going to be some things like we talked about that you're going to get. You're going to get some people underneath you that we're going to be able to pay you for, that you're going to be helping, that you'll be their contact of information to, right? Maybe through either our chat system or customer service system or direct email or what have you. But please keep in mind that anything that we build is strictly for Dex Signals, right? So please, that if this is something that you want to do, that it's not, you have to give it a lot of thought. There's a lot of work that you have to put into getting to that level to where we're going to be putting people underneath you. If you want to get to there, it's going to take some time and some hard work. So please keep that into understanding that if you apply, there's going to be a lot of work that's going to have to be done to get to that level. As sort of a final thought for all of us today. In order for us to advance, you must be willing to listen. And that's not just you, that's me, that's Amy, that's Brian, that's Thor, that's everybody. You have to be willing to listen. You have to have the will to want to listen to people, because people are not always going to tell you what you want to hear. Then once you are listening, you must actually hear what is being said. Because you could be listening to what somebody's saying, but you're not actually hearing it. Because you're too busy thinking, oh, when's it my time to talk? Or when is it my time to tell them what I really feel? Or how can I debate with them, what was really happening, what's really going on kind of stuff. And we sometimes lose what's actually been said to what we thought has been said and what we interpret. And us as a company, it's very difficult for us to hear negative things about us. People tell us all the time that they love what we do, but those that leave will rarely ever tell us some of the reasons why they're leaving. Maybe it just didn't work out for them. Maybe it was too difficult. Maybe they couldn't find what they want. So we're trying to create a process, an exit process for people, to give them an opportunity to tell us why they were leaving, why they did these things, why they came in and just kind of thumbed around a few, didn't really do the training, and then split. We do have a lot of data on people, but we really want to know more. Now, of course, you can't pin us into every little detail of things that are wrong with the website. Oh, it's a shade of blue up in the right-hand corner. That's not really what I like. Those kind of things. It's not really necessary for us. But things that are pretty big, that have pissed you off, or maybe had some issues with, or if you're watching this and you've canceled or what have you, then it's something that, because they're going to get a whole email and a video here very shortly, we're going to be asking them to do some things to help us out. But as an owner, as a trader, as a human being, I want to make sure that our members, our investors, or the people that have put their time into what we have done know that we're willing to do whatever it takes to build a successful network. And we have a very successful network, but we're going to be taking it to such a level that we're going to be filling this system up with a tremendous amount of people. And we want to make sure that there's not any holes in the bottom of the bucket, right? That people are just pissing out by the end because they didn't see where the training was, or they didn't get this, or they didn't get that. We don't want the small problems to be the big problems in their lives, okay? Because we can handle them all. We can handle all the problems, all the issues. We can find solutions to just about everything that you can come up with, okay? But there is something that has to be said for being able to listen to that and hear it. And that's what we have really prided ourselves on. That's why we're making this move that we're doing. Our biggest complaint over the past several months has been, I just don't know which system to get into. Dex Signals, dextrader, Dex Indicators. And it seems confusing in the sales and the thing. When I get here, then I see all these other things, and I want to be a part of this, I want to be a part of that. So we're going to sort of smush a few things together. We're going to sharpen the point of our drive, of our network, and we're going to really create something even more beautiful than we already have. For those of you that are watching this after the fact, I want to thank you for getting to this side and this part of the video. It means that you have stayed engaged the entire time, and you have gotten here. And I can't thank you enough for being able to be here. Everybody stick in the chat room. We got about 15 minutes before the top of the hour, and I want to be able to go over any questions and answers, of course. And for everybody in the chat room, thank you very much for being here and being a part of this webinar today. And for those of you that are watching this after the fact, there's going to be some great things coming to you. Okay, so stick around, join up with us. You're going to see this in a live public forum too. So if you're watching this, head over to Dextrader, get your trader on, because let me tell you, what's about to come out is tremendous, and it's a solidification of your trader's life that's about to happen in our network. And if you can be a part of that, you have some great opportunity. I'm Max. This is Dex. Again, thank you, and as always, trade well.